that an entrepreneurial mindset is that empowering concept. To be able to think and act entrepreneurially is the new competitive advantage of the business world today. So Damon John said, hey, listen, I got to wake up early. I got to pay the bills. I don't know where the money's coming from, but I'm going to try hard today. I'm going to leverage resources. I'm going to look for opportunity. I'm going to differentiate myself from the people around me. Potentially, I'm going to onboard this concept of having this entrepreneurial mindset. And that over time, done in exponential form, done every day, all the time, has produced an extremely successful person. So that's what this quote is saying. 1 million new ventures a year in the US. 1 million new ventures a year in the US. This number is actually kind of old. It's probably more than that. So if you know that 1 million companies are being created every year in the US, what companies are they? Who's creating these companies? In what industries? How are they doing? These kinds of questions should be something we should ask. Republican or Democrat, all of them get it wrong. And let me explain why. But 85% of new jobs come from entrepreneurs. The people who are creating the businesses are the ones creating jobs for new people. And what I mean by that whole, they're all getting it wrong, is if we can understand what it is that's making them successful and allow not the outcome variable of being success, but the input variable of how can we ensure their success and movement towards this continuum of a successful business, what can we do to help them? Should be the questions both sides should be asking. Not fighting over policy, simply asking the same question to empower the right kinds of business owners. It's not the big that eat the small, it's the fast that eat the slow. The sooner and quicker we can get this product to the market and we can provide for a customer need, the better. And that happens in an entrepreneurial environment with an entrepreneurial mindset. It's a revolution because they were adjusting to the market. Amazon obviously is a big company at the time, but you get the idea. Amazon was nothing in 2003. Nothing. In 2020, whatever, this is 20-something years later, one of the biggest companies in the world. In 2023, they weren't even paying attention to this guy. And at that time, it was an entrepreneur who created that business. And entrepreneurship is one of the most prolific ways to create wealth at a very rapid rate. Any of you right now starting a business today, a year from now could be millionaires. Why not? I mean, all of you in some way or another are already doing something influential in your community and technology. You're going to school. If you see an opportunity, why not start a business? Why not get a few friends and say, hey, why don't we do this together? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could happen. This is the point. It could happen. If it's work into something, they can own it. This is a big deal. Intellectual property rights are the foundation of what would be considered the entrepreneurial experience. Back in the day, when people say, hey, what do you want to do for, like, well, I want to work for the bank, or I want to work for the government, or I want to work for my dad, or I want to just kind of go to work, you know what I mean? It wasn't like this. Now it's like this. Year 2, you're making 60, to year 4, you're making 350. What other job can you do that in, right? I mean, maybe. So the ability for not only women, but people of different diverse backgrounds, people of color, people from different countries, immigrants, start businesses at a rate like you wouldn't even believe, because they can. It's happening all over the world. This is the reality that we're living in, is that there's entrepreneurs over in Uganda today that you can go into business with tomorrow. In China, these entrepreneur revolution, the US, it used to be our secret, right? It used to be like how we created. It's not the case anymore. 20 years ago, there were maybe 15 entrepreneurship programs in all the colleges in the US. Now there's thousands of entrepreneurship programs. So not only has the idea of entrepreneurship gotten out there, the ease of starting the businesses, now they're essentially, people are going into college and training people on how to start companies. You go and work for a company, they're going to want you to think in an agile way. They're going to want you to be creative. They're going to want you to know how to lead. No longer is it okay just to sit behind a screen and code software. Why? Because AI can now do it. You're now going to have to learn how to code software and have a thought of how we're going to apply this and how to use AI and how to understand how you can make this reality more efficient and effective. The people who aren't prepared for this entrepreneurial revolutions are the ones that are going to get left behind.